Good evening. My name is Thomas Ridgely, and I am here just to share a healing experience with my classmates. Healing began with me even as a young boy. I believe that God strategically kept me in the land of the living to be a vehicle of His divine healing. Growing up, I experienced all kinds of physical healing. I experienced watching ministers at work, administering and ministering healing power to people. I've literally seen limbs grow back. I've literally seen cancer dry up. I've seen the dead risen. It is in my DNA, even as a young man, to experience healing. I remember an experience as a child when I literally cut my left hand ring finger off, and I literally watched the Lord save the nerve in my finger so that I can keep the usage of that finger again. But most of all, we all look at and think of healing as always a physical part of us. But if it is the children's bread, then that means that God operates holistically in a holistic healing, mind, soul, and body. I tell this story all the time because I believe God is an emotional healer. Being a young man, molested at a very young age, growing up in the church, struggling with his identity, from seeds that were planted, seeking love in all of the wrong places, not having a good relationship with my mother, and harboring a strong unforgiveness with my mom because of what had transpired in my life, believing that she knew about it, but didn't do anything to protect me as a little boy. I grew up with a lot of unforgiveness. As I grew up, I believe that God took me through a course to really allow me to understand His true and perfect love. And it's true that perfect love casts out all fear. Because at the age that I am now, I would honestly say that the Lord has really taught me the meaning of true love, and how, according to 1 Corinthians 13, how love keeps no record of wrong, how love withstands all things, how love is patient and love is kind, and how it does not boast and it's not easily angered. And for years, I did not speak to my mom because I harbored unforgiveness within her. But I literally watched the hand of the Lord really cause me to forgive and allow me to really walk through a class of divine and supernatural healing of forgiveness. And as a result of that, I literally watched the Lord mend and bring me and my mother closer than ever. And this day, me and my mother has the closest relationship that you would ever think of. And I believe that it was the will of God, because he says in His word that He wishes that we would be prosperous and in good health. And I am a firm believer that unforgiveness is one of the roots of sickness. I believe that harboring unforgiveness can produce bitterness, and that can really produce sickness. And as a result of healing, I believe that's why the Lord has really allowed me to live a healthy life. He has allowed me the ability to minister to those that are in situations that I've already experienced. So I don't believe that healing has everything to do with physical, but I really believe that God allows us to be healed in our emotions, to be healed in our souls, to be healed in our mental psyche, to be healed in our hearts. There are many open wounds that have never been dealt with, and I really believe that the Lord is using me as a vehicle to really minister to that soulish part of man, which is partly why I went back to Oral Roberts, because I really wanted to understand the triune man, the body, soul, and spirit. And I really needed to understand the process of how to really minister to the whole man. So I thank the Lord today for healing. I am a witness that he heals, and that he heals from the inside out. There is no way we can testify about his outward healing if we don't testify about his inward healing. And I am a firm believer today that God has the ability to heal from the inside out. Thank you, and God bless.